thing and nobody can hear us right now. Yep. I'm telling you. I know. We know, Brad. Thanks. Fuck.
Oh. I've got the Twitch open, but I don't see Brad.
All right, now we're
Today's question of the day.
Wow, technology,
computer
dude.
updates. Good, bad, or just ugly?
Okay, yo, we got now there's an echo. How about now? You good? Is it good, Brad? I hear Scott 3 times. What? How do you hear him 3 times? Oh man, PC updates today.
Yeah, as we creep closer and closer to Windows 11.
Unbelievable.
I don't want it. Then again, I didn't want 10. 10's okay.
There shouldn't be.
Actually, I'm thinking of a lot of parallels.
Is he still 3 times?
Yeah, that's really strange.
Dude, that's beyond
I'm not
strange.
echoing through your mic back into the microphone, because then I would hear it.
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
You just have 3 tracks on OBS, I suppose, that would grab the audio?
No?
Now it's fixed, he says. Okay.
Oh, now it's fixed? Wow. What a day this has been.
After
already.
0 alterations. It is fixed.
Wow. Dude, I don't even know where
we're at. Can we do another reset just
Yeah, we're going to. Yo, we're going to. I have the power. We're doing it. Are you ready? Let's kick it over. Here we go. What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news and broken technology. I'm Drew Bosa. You can find me on Twitter at ArtisticGamer28, and that's the one, the only. It is Scott Savage. You can find him on Twitter at Savage. Scott, what is going on, man?
Usually I have a hand in winding you up for the beginning of the show. This time it was just computer updates. That leads me to my first question of the day. Computer updates. Are they good? Are they bad? Does anybody want Windows 11?
Man. Yeah. Let's kick off and let's start this thing right. Scott, happy birthday, brother.
Hey, thank you. I'm enjoying my last 39 minutes of being 29.
Give me a break.
I happen to know my birth time. So.
Apparently, who knows that? I don't know what time I was born. I know the date. I'm lucky I know that.
I was born 12/12 on the 12th day, right at the height of the Perseid meteor shower.
Really?
I don't know. I didn't get to choose it.
That was, well, fair enough. That's fair. Yo, man. Huh. Well, also, happy birthday to my mom and my cousin. Yo, it's a day full of birthdays. So shout out there. Yo, Scott, it's the weekend, man. What do you got planned?
I'm gonna go see a little bit of the friends, and then my family likes to make a big deal out of my birthdays nowadays. We kind of swung back around as I approached the bend at 30, so I'm gonna be seeing my family a lot. I know I do that thing to you where I'm like, hey, remember how old you are?
Yeah, Brett and I were talking about that this morning. No. What people can see is us over on twitch.tv/the official ITG, as well as YouTube at ITG at 11 a.m. Eastern live. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Scott, coming up on today's show, Strauss Zelnick says GTA 6 will be a creative benchmark for all entertainment. Gamescom is just around the corner. What does Geoff Keighley have in store for us? And you may need a PSN account to play PlayStation PC ports.
Well, you know, this first story reminds me of Lionhead Studio.
Ooh, wow.
It's a bit of a call out, a bit of a...
Yeah, it certainly is.
Time will tell.
Dude, let's get into it then. GTA 6 to set creative benchmark for all entertainment, says Strauss Zelnick. Not to get our expectations too high for GTA 6 or anything, but Take-Two Interactive CEO Strauss Zelnick says it will be one of the best pieces of media ever. This comes from Dom over at VG 24/7. By this point, we all know that Rockstar is working on the next entry in the Grand Theft Auto series. Per a development update from the studio back in February, GTA 6 is, quote, well underway, end quote. Enter Strauss Zelnick, CEO of Take-Two, known for making quite incendiary comments like telling us we're all ready to pay for $70 games. Yeah, we always pay $70.
Yeah, that's my favorite part.
Right? Yeah. Saying backwards compatibility doesn't matter, and so on. The anti-union CEO made some on-brand comments during the other day's earning presentation, noting that GTA 6 has sold an eye-watering 170 million units. Scott, that's just a small number right there, isn't it?
Oh, I saw something actually. The age that GTA 5 is now is the same amount of time since San Andreas to GTA 5. That's how long it's been.
That is nuts.
Which, of course, San Andreas, then they came out with GTA 4 to bridge that gap, which we have not had. In this case, we've had 3 iterations of GTA 5.
Yeah. We'll probably get it on the We'll probably get GTA 5 on the next PS6 and whatever the next Xbox turns out to be. But the CEO
is it going to be backwards compatible, or will it be a brand new high fidelity update?
Yeah, we'll see. The CEO spoke about the GTA Plus premium membership has seen consistent growth since launch, and how the company is monetizing its players on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S at a rate of 36% higher than the last generation. What? But amidst all the profit wagering or wrangling, there is a glimpse of what it expects GTA 6 to look like coming out of the shadows of GTA 5. Quote, with development of the next entry in the Grand Theft Auto series well underway, the Rockstar Games team is determined to once again set creative benchmarks for the series, our industry, and for all entertainment, just as the label has done with every one of their frontline releases. End quote. Scott, that's a big statement, dude, but would you really expect anything less?
No, I'm still trying to grapple with the idea of lowered expectations from anything Rockstar. You want me to have lowered expectations?
This doesn't happen, right?
No. This this guy sounds like he's a bit of a PR nightmare, doesn't he?
He kind of does, but that's a pretty big claim. So, to be fair, GTA has power to do it. Even at launch, GTA 5 was a juggernaut. It made $800 million in its first day and $1 billion in its first 3 days. At that time, that was the world entertainment record, raking in more money than any film, album, game, or TV release in the same time period. Dude. How do you mess with that game? Like, it's just unstoppable at this point.
Oh, it's just amazing. I think it's funny enough. I'm thinking about the expectations. I think this might be Zelnick speaking to himself. Can't expect the same kind of record-breaking $1 billion in 24 hours or whatever. That might be hard to follow up. But then again, you're following up your own act. So that's a good problem to have, isn't it?
I think they'll do it. I honestly think they'll pass that record that they set for themselves when they launched GTA 5. Everybody now, because it's been so long and we've seen GTA 5 over 3 iterations,
true.
Right? We all just kind of going, yo, where's GTA 6 at? And yeah, it's well in development. We've heard leaks of there's brother and sisters now running the forefront of this game, which is pretty exciting, right? We're not going to go back to a single protagonist, but now we're not going to get the 3 either that we had in GTA 5. Instead, we're going to go to 2. And then not only are you going to get the single player content, which I'm sure is going to be incredible, but we're also going to get probably a new online iteration of whatever GTA Online 2 is, or whatever that might look like, right?
Yeah. I'm still wondering how that's going to look given the size of the map, because they've spoken about the map being massive. Can you imagine running an online game in Assassin's Creed Valhalla? The map's so large. What does that even look like? How does that work?
Well, that's dude. Remember, I said for those who don't know, Scott and I were talking about Valhalla and the map and how big it is, kind of how I'm still in this game, like 100 hours in now, but
still enjoying it, eh?
Okay, so catch
a little bit of an update on the review.
Catch this week's show as I'll be talking about Forgotten Saga. This is their roguelite experience, and so now I'm not even playing the single player that I've been working on. I'm all into this other aspect of the game, but I'm having a decent time over there. But but you take a look at the map and the way it zooms out, and you can zoom right in, and then dude, the more you get
that's right, you showed me.
it just gets bigger and bigger, right? And it's one of those experiences, and we question how big GTA 6 will be in the next iteration. I thought they had rumblings of somewhere around like Assassin's Creed Odyssey size of a map, which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Like that, it's so big, and we often question, how big is too big, Scott? But can it be too big when it's GTA 6?
I don't know if too big would be the right descriptor. A lot, very big might be.
Yeah.
Big league, you may say, but not too big.
Yeah, no. Again, I almost guarantee it breaks more records when GTA 6 launches in 3 years.
Well, I hadn't considered the amount of GTA 5 time that has been out there. And it's a joke, but it's not just a joke at this point. But there's several generations now that have been introduced to GTA through GTA 5. Yeah. And all of these people all they know of is that everybody who's a longtime fan just can't wait for GTA 6. So the hype is through the roof.
It still is, right? It still carries that interest for everybody, and all of us who grew up with GTA 5 still sticking around looking for more. We jump back into this. I never did get the GTA Plus premium thing. I'm not doing that. You suckered me into buying it for the Xbox Series X again, so that's all you're getting out of me until GTA 6 comes around. I'm done, Scott. I can't do it anymore. They are smart. They're not giving a release date. Yeah, well, dude, they're so far away still, Brad, that we're not even close to a release date for GTA 6.
No, it's probably not worth them putting out a window even at this point. And who knows what the next troubles are going to bring the next few years. It only seems to get crazier as the months go on.
That's just it. And I heard GTA 5 is also looking at maybe possibly coming to the Xbox Cloud as well, right? The cloud system over there. So there's rumblings of that, and Elden Ring, which seems to be a little weird to put Elden Ring on there. But either way,
that was the one that I'm not quite sure I see the vision there.
We'll see what Geoff Keighley's vision is, as he says to expect cool surprises and things you wouldn't expect at Gamescom. Comes from Jordan Midler over at VGC. Geoff Keighley has outlined what to expect from Opening Night Live 2022, including some cool surprises and things that I think people wouldn't expect. Opening Night Live is the Game Awards producers' regular pre-show for the German Expo, which is set to take place in Cologne as an in-person event. Woohoo! For the first time since 2019, Scott. It's back. That's kind of exciting.
I love the returns of that. Yeah,
right?
I like
That's
hearing
exciting
about that.
Yeah, the event will kick off on Wednesday, August 25th. For us, it'll be 1:30 p.m. Eastern, Scott. So we'll be live covering that. We can't miss that, man. But it'll showcase and including over of 30 plus games to be shown. So this year, for the first time, Keighley will be joined by a co-host. That's exciting as well. Speaking during a Twitter Space session on Thursday, transcribed by VGC, the journalist and presenter said that the fans can expect a fair number of new games to be a part of the presentation, which takes place live from Germany. More than 20 games will be on stage. It's going to be a big spectacle, he says. And it'll be, of course, ones we know about, ones we don't know about, and things like that. And Scott, are you ready for this? It's 2 hours long, dude.
Okay, that was something I was wondering. I'm thinking 30 games. I'm going to want to see more than 3 minutes a game, so...
Well, that's just, I wonder what we're going to get into, right? It says we're going to get new game announcements, things we've known about, things we're going to probably see again, kind of like God of War. I expect to see there, Scott. What about you?
Yeah, that would be a safe bet for sure. I'm hoping that, I had just seen Jeff Grubb mention Hogwarts Legacy. I would like to see more on that.
Sure.
Is that game going to make it to the market, please?
We will see, man. We will see.
Do you have any guesses for who this co-host is going to be? Because if it's Norman Reedus, we can expect some other high level attendees.
Kojima comes out with PTT, and that's what you.
PT2. I've talked about that. I hope he comes out with a horror game and just title it PT. It doesn't. You don't even need to extrapolate on what PT means. Just put it out as PT.
Who owns the right to PT though? Is it Konami or is it Kojima? I think it's Konami.
I believe it's Konami.
Yeah, which kind of ties that into them. But dude, if he just puts, imagine PTT or PPT or something like that. Yo, I kill
TP.
myself. Yeah, TP. He reverses the letters.
You're gonna need some of this when the horror strikes this summer. I can see it now.
Man, can you imagine the memes and things coming out on that one? Yeah, that'd be exciting to see. But yeah, Kojima, he might have a presence there. Of course, I think one of the ones you can always expect coming
I'm
out of
shooting
Geoff
for the
Keighley.
stars.
Well, that would be shooting for one of them. But I think we're going to see Call of Duty. I think that's fair and safe to say. Call of Duty is going to have some kind of presence there at Gamescom. The biggest thing for me is obviously what's next. Yo, dude, do we see Fable?
Oh,
Like we've heard
Fable,
nothing.
Perfect
Like
Dark.
nothing. Ah, man.
Of course I think of all of them now. All of the logos we've seen and then just disappear. Like Metroid Prime 4. When is that ever going to happen, Nintendo? Please.
Jeff also went on to say this year is a lighter year for releases that are coming out later this year. So a lot of stuff will be about what's coming in 2023 and beyond. But yeah, I think people will be hyped, and I'm very excited for fans to see stuff and be in the room. So just still a lot of hype. Can Geoff Keighley pull it off for Gamescom? We think this year's Game Awards were a little light, I believe. It was kind of how the feedback went on that one, right? So
just a little bit, yeah. It was,
but he can still bring the hype. I'm curious to see what he's got planned. And the thing is, when we saw like the E3 timeframe and Xbox Bethesda showcase, it was all about the next 12 months. Here with Geoff Keighley, we're gonna get a little viewership kind of past that. Will we see Starfield there?
Oh, that would be a huge hit. You know, that'd be a way to close the door at the end of the show, I think.
Right? Yeah, have something to reveal because it is coming in 2023, so they do have time to still kind of keep working away and doing whatever they're doing. But maybe they put out a slice. Maybe we get something from The Last of Us multiplayer part 2, whatever that is.
Oh,
come on.
I have an idea. How about a playable test?
Oh man, yeah.
No, Brad says maybe Adam Sessler.
Did he say he's a German co-host? It's a German co-host, though. I thought.
Okay, well that would be a
with the co-host from Germany. Well, yeah. So either way, it's going to be cool to see.
Cool. It's coming to Germany to join us on stage. Yeah, I'm uncertain.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. It's just, man, more events. Here we go, right? And I always like the hype events because they're always exciting to see what's coming next. I always like to see what's coming. We kind of get prepared for it and get the hype going, but just
probably about 12 to 24 hours, Geoff Keighley's going to say, temper your expectations now. But I don't know if that's possible.
I don't really know at this point, to be honest. So
after the year we've had, how are you going to follow up 2022? Well, I have a lot of excitement for what 2023 must have with it.
Yeah, I'm still excited. Like, we've had a good year. Horizon Forbidden West is out. Elden Ring, dude, God of War Ragnarok is coming.
I think it's been the best year since like 2006 or something. I think I've seen people talk about.
Man, it's been a solid year. We can't really complain what we've had. We seem to be in a bit of a lull right now. I think, honestly, Spider-Man Remastered, if you haven't played it, is on PC. Congrats, go get that. You can check it out.
I am about a third of the way through my 100% of that game.
Nice, there you go. But speaking of PlayStation, Scott, let's keep going. It's the future of PlayStation PC ports may require a PSN account to play. Oh.
Sounds like I have to speed through Spider-Man now.
This is Catherine over at Gaming Bible. Earlier this year, a PlayStation job listing seemed to indicate that even more PC ports could be headed our way. The role was looking for someone to optimize PC sales growth and identify future sectors and partnerships for commercial growth within the PC gaming. At the moment, you don't need a PSN account to enjoy PlayStation PC ports, but as reported by VGC, this could be set to change. On an FAQ section of the PlayStation site, the answer to, quote, do I need a PSN account to play PlayStation games on PC, end quote, is phrased in a rather unusual way. Quote, no, you currently, pause right there, Scott, do not need a PSN account to enjoy PlayStation Studio games on PC. That right there suggests currently you don't. But what does the future hold, Scott? Will you need a PSN account?
Well, I think I don't want to jump on it too much based on the wording because there is a lot of kind of
speculation.
PR. Well, there's a PR way to answer questions, and you don't want to close doors and kind of give the wrong answer. So that remains ambiguous enough to not not make it a definitive answer. Now, if there is a PlayStation account necessary, that's not the biggest holdup, unless they're going to paywall online play. But that's yet to be seen. I don't believe we have an online multiplayer game yet that's been brought over.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. It's all been single player stuff, right? I don't think we've seen a multiplayer aspect game come over. Wonder what that future looks like then. I think that's really the gate. I think that will change the landscape of PlayStation games coming over to PC, is whether or not they're able to put that on there, because you're not tied into the PlayStation family. Maybe then when they bring out the next Bungie title that is going to be multi-platform and such, you'll need a PlayStation account, a PSN account in that sense, so that you can tie you in. And the other side, I kind of look at it like Ubisoft Connect, right? Because I'm in the Ubisoft Connect family, when I go from Xbox to my PlayStation, PC, and even Stadia for that matter, I'm connected all the time. So whatever, all my progress like carries and sweeps right through everything. So it's kind of, I don't look at this as a bad thing. I'm just curious where Sony kind of lies here with the PlayStation family going to PC. We are starting to see a lot more titles move over there, which is really nice. It kind of opens up that landscape for PC gamers to get in the world of PlayStation and experience, like people like yourself, Scott, Spider-Man, right? So yeah, no, it's very cool to see where this is going. I don't look at it as a bad thing. I think this could be a good thing and allow you to kind of go back and forth. If you buy, here's the thing I'd like to see, right? Because take a look at Xbox.
Because if I jump from PC to console and then back to PC, if I were to do that with Spider-Man, it's not going to transfer.
Exactly. But if you have a PSN account that is tied on Steam some way, maybe then you can, right? So maybe now your PSN account can travel back and forth, kind of like Xbox. You have Xbox, you play on Xbox, you play in the cloud, you play on PC. You're always interconnected. So my account, my gamer tag is always there. So maybe
I have an interesting idea now too. Is there going to be a PlayStation PC app to kind of bring it to PC instead of using Steam? And I know there's a lot of cost associated with putting your game on Steam. So I wonder if there's kind of a business edge to having your own proprietary app to load it up in the same way that Xbox does. I can't load my Xbox games on Steam and launch them that way. I have to use the Xbox app.
The Xbox app to do it. Yeah, but I don't know if they want to shutter out that Steam library, right? Like, you're already connected with so many gamers. Why would you want to lose that opportunity?
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. PlayStation slowly working their way over the world of computers. So it's nice to see them make that transition. It's taken them a very long time to move over a little bit, right? And they're not moving in like full force. They're just kind of dipping their toe in the water at this point. But we'll see. Scott, speaking of dipping your toes, here comes Apple. Apple's upcoming AR VR headset is bonkers. This comes from Corey over at Review Geek.
Bonkers. I could hazard a guess at his nationality.
It was, man.
He may be close to Steve right now.
There's a Bonkers game, wasn't there? There's Conkers.
Yeah, I was going to say Bonkers bad. Her day?
While rumors of Apple's AR VR headset have been floating around for years, things are starting to be coming into focus. The latest reports are accurate. Apple's upcoming VR headset will be bonkers in more ways than one. In May, we reported that Apple was showing off its mixed reality headset to executives and the board of directors, suggesting a release is imminent. Now, we're hearing it could arrive in early 2023 with crazy expensive price tag. Dude, like a hefty price tag.
Apple technology, so you can bet that it's going to be leading edge, but it will also be expensive, if I had to guess.
Absolutely. Famous Apple analyst Ming Chi recently posted on Twitter suggesting Apple's rumored VR AR headset will cost anywhere from $2,000 to $2,500 when it arrives.
Ooh, and I suspect that is in USD.
Yes, I would think so as well. I don't know about you, but that's rather expensive if it is in line with many of other products that they're working on. It sounds like the company may only manufacture and sell roughly 1.5 million units at that price. That's kind of what they're gearing towards. Rumors are and renders shared by the information in 2021 claim that Apple's AR headset would pack 2 Ultra HD 8K screens, Scott.
There we go. That's
right.
That's the kind of technology I'm thinking.
Well, that's what they're talking about, really kind of stepping this up. The M1 Pro chip, not the M2. M2 is just coming out on the latest iPad. I'm surprised that they're sticking with the M1 chip and not moving it over to the M2 for MacBook Pro, but we'll see what happens when it comes over to the headset. If this is their final specs, or this is just all rumors, right? So
cameras to track the eye and hand movement, though. Eye movement is something that has not, as far as I know, has not been tracked in a VR headset yet. That's like the next level of articulation. Can you imagine? I don't have to turn my head even. I'm just looking around. And how does that work? Do I manipulate focus? Is it moving the camera? I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, no, they're working on it. I've heard some companies are actually they're looking at the eye tracking. I believe PlayStation kind of had some rumblings about that one. Oculus is always working on something, and their next Meta Quest Pro unit is supposed to be out in the near future, I think, as well, as like in 2023, or if not sooner. So we'll see where that one goes. But
Oculus, can I get an ocular implant for a VR headset?
At some day, you probably could.
I want it to be like the Matrix or the Animus. We'll say the Animus. Just plug it into the back.
It's interesting, dude. What's Apple doing? That's my biggest question. Are they getting into the gaming space for VR? Are they looking at commercial, industrial use? Are they like research based, or like getting into the metaverse? Like what's their overall scope? What's their game plan, right? Because nobody really knows what they're up to. They're just starting to enter in. Do they want you to be able to tie into Steam then when you use your Apple VR headset?
Yeah, unless they're going to launch their own entire ecosystem to support their headset, it has to work with what exists now, and that makes me wonder.
But maybe they are going to launch their own system, right? Where you can bring over games that you can play on Quest, you can play on Steam VR, and then all of a sudden now you get another store that you can get into with other VR games. There is the opportunity for Apple to do that. They have the pockets, they have the capabilities, right? Maybe they see something. If Apple's moving into the world of VR, there's a reason. And I'm really curious what their reason is. And there's obviously money to be made. So they wouldn't do it if there wasn't. So VR is definitely it's coming around, Scott, but it's taken a lot longer than I thought it would, if that makes sense.
Well, I remember being a kid and it was only existed in like Disneyland. On certain rides and put a VR helmet on, and I thought, wow, this is the future. Look, I didn't think I'd have one about 2 feet that way though. No. I'm pretty happy with myself.
Absolutely. Scott, let's get into what Krafton's up to as it reports revenue of $729.5 million USD in the first half of 2022.
Holy.
No kidding. Yep. Shared is primarily a preliminary earnings announcement for the first half of 2022. The South Korean creators of the PUBG Battlegrounds posted a basically $730 million in its first H1, so Q1 earnings, which is nice to see them going up 3% year over year, which is a good thing. Year over year, the net profit was up nearly 31% as well. So they made a $340 million, Scott. Dude, they're climbing. Like, they're not going anywhere, and they're expanding. I think that's the other side of it too, is that they're not done with just PUBG. They're now starting to branch out. One of your most anticipated titles, I think, as well, is the Callisto Protocol. Yeah, that's coming on December 2nd, right? So there's another horror game coming our way for like you and Nate to play. I'll just sit from the outside.
I'm diving into that one day one. I have to.
That one looks cool if you're into horror. And then they're also working on an unannounced title, and they've also got a game coming, The Birds That Drink Tears. So I got a press release on this one. I wonder
is that in the PUBG universe?
No, it's based off of a Korean fantasy novel. So you actually they got like a giant chicken running with you. Like, I don't know, man, it's weird. But it looks cool. I'm down for it. I'm anxious to see what it's all about.
I just had a Gears of War thing pop into my head, a weird Easter egg. You ever hear about the golden chicken?
No.
It's a really I'll have to show you later on. It's just really weird.
Oh, fair enough. Scott, we do have one game out for today though, my friend. Do tell us all about it.
That is Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered is now on PC today. And I'm not going to say too much about it other than, well, it is Spider-Man. And if you like it, actually, you know what? I'll end off with the meme. It really makes you feel like Spider-Man.
Oh, there you go. Right. You can always check out our review over on insidethegame.ca or ITG on YouTube. Scott, that's going to wrap up today's show, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. This has been ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. You can join us live at 11 a.m. Eastern over on twitch.tv/the official ITG, as well as YouTube.itg. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later. InsideTheGame.ca, podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Until next week, everybody, I'm Drew, that's Scott. Enjoy your weekend, as we'll see you inside the game.